auto tariffs that have been paused until April 2nd. My question yesterday was, is the expectation that these companies are going to shift production in that 1 month period? And the White House press secretary said essentially they need to get on it. But I mean, is that even close to being feasible from your understanding?
I mean, I don't think they'll shift. They can't just shut a plant down and move it in a month. But here's the issue. These companies are making decisions right now as we speak. Right now in Warren, Michigan, there are 2,000 laid off auto workers at the Warren truck plant. And Stellantis is shifting production, overflow production of the Ram truck to Mexico. They can change that decision. Warren Truck was the home of the Ram truck for decades. And so there's decisions like that can be made, and they can shift it pretty quickly. You talk about John Deere workers, they have a factory that the company's claiming they're going to move to Mexico. You have Mack truck workers in Pennsylvania. The company committed to build a new truck in Pennsylvania. Now they're saying they're going to take it to Mexico. So these tariffs and these actions, we are hopes that it'll be a motivator to get these companies to get their butts in gear and take care of American workers.
What do you say about the uncertainty that some of these companies are facing? The big three were told these tariffs are going into place, then they got an exception for them. Today, everyone else who makes groceries, oil, fertilizer, all of these other things that go back and forth across the border, they got an exception. What does the uncertainty say about how companies should be preparing for what's coming?
Well, the companies, this isn't new. I mean, there's been warnings, for a couple months now, for a month, and, since the election was called. I mean, we've heard this. So, they've had time to prepare. But I look at it this way, what we've seen happen over the years, I mean, workers, consumers, communities, they've paid the price for NAFTA and for these unfair trade agreements, and they shouldn't have to pay to fix it. We hear a lot of talk, a lot of fear mongering about, tariffs or attacks. Tariffs are going to cause the price to go up. That's a choice on behalf of the companies. They don't have to raise the price a penny. That's the same thing we heard during our Big Three strike. It was going to be the end of the world. The sky is falling if we get these contracts. And what happened? We got great contracts, taking care of workers so they get their fair share. Companies are still making billions of dollars, and they're still forking over billions of dollars to shareholders. So, I believe we got to focus, on what's right for American people. The American market is the cash cow for the auto industry. And, we've seen, like I said, the exodus of 90,000 factories since NAFTA's inception, and that's got to change.
Some people might be surprised to hear you praising what Trump is doing on tariffs. I mean, you were one of the biggest, most prominent backers of Vice President Harris. You called Trump a scab, which is not, it's a four-letter word that is not nice if you're a big union person, to put it lightly. What should someone take from this, that you're praising Trump's moves here, if he sticks with them?
Look, I mean, as I said, there's a lot of things we don't agree with. I mean, like the National Institute of Health Workers and all, people whose jobs are being cut. But look, the election's over. No matter who's in charge, our mission doesn't change. Trump is the president, and, we all recognize that there is a major issue with our broken trade laws. And, we agree on that, and we're ready and willing to go to work to fix it. The working class in this nation has been hurting for decades because of unfair trade practices. And they're not concerned with party politics. They want their problems addressed, and they expect leaders to lead.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Black Westchester Magazine is the news with the Black point of view.